What is up, everybody? My name is Justin. This is Forever Self-Employed. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how to work with real estate agents in order to get more jobs. I'm joined with a special guest, Tyler Starkey. Tyler, how's it going, man?
Justin, man, what's going on? Thanks for having me back on. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. Actually, before we get into this, I want to mention that me and Tyler recently launched a course together. It's called Wood Cleaning Mastery, teaching you guys how to make a ton of money cleaning wood. In the course, we go over 5 chemical compounds that follow a 4-step process to achieve whatever result your customer is looking for. So if you guys are interested in that and learning more about that, it'll be the first link in the comment section and the description. But let's go ahead and jump right into it. First question for you, Tyler. How long have you been working with real estate agents for?
It's a couple of years now. So I got started, we go back. I started doing just TR repairs for real estate agents. And for somebody that's not familiar, we don't have to go into it too much, but it's more like house repairs, tile work, fixing drywall, just kind of that stuff to get the houses sold as quick as possible.
So you have a lot of experience working with real estate.
Definitely, yeah.
So have you gotten a lot of work from them then?
Yeah, so last year we transitioned. We stopped doing TR focus at all. We pivoted everything just to do exterior cleaning, house, roofs, concrete, that kind of stuff. So it was a matter of just educating the realtors that I was working with that we don't do, we specialize in other things. So it was how do we get them to understand and sell it for us? And if anything is true with realtors, they love 3 things. It's coffee, wine, and money. So if we can just educate them on how they're going to make more money, because the housing price goes way up on their top line revenues, they make, a percentage of 3 to 6% off every sale. So if the house is $10,000 higher on the appraisal, they make an extra $300 to $600 depending on the size of the house.
Wow. Okay. That's an excellent pitch and an excellent angle to come at it.
We go it often. Yeah.
Right. So you've talked to a lot of real estate agents, but what's the first steps? Like, let's say that I've never worked with anybody and finding some good agents to work with. Where would I start at?
There's a couple of ways. Like with every industry, there's a bunch of personalities, and some are good, some are bad. So you kind of got to get a feel for the people. So what I did is I don't want to say quietly interviewed a bunch of real estate agents and brokerages, but I kind of did, because some realtors, they just want to sell the house and make a paycheck as soon as possible. So they don't want to do things sometimes the correct way. But that's a very small percent of the industry. A lot of them, they really care about the environment, the community we live in, stuff like that. So I tried to find a brokerage in Claremore, that's where we operate, that really matched the vision and values of what our business is about. So I did that with a local firm, did some pitches with them, just teach them how they're going to make more money. And it kind of just took off organically from there. It was pretty simple. But the biggest thing, like you said, just getting in front of them, talking about what you do, how you provide, how they can make more money, and just kind of having those conversations.
Okay, excellent. My next question was, how do we go about contacting them? But it seems like you just went over to the firm and maybe you just kind of got in front of some people.
Yeah, for sure. There's a bunch of ways. One thing I like to do is when season hits or like before season comes, to get our company's name like fresh in their mind and stuff, I'll take like donuts to them. If it's their birthday, I'll give them a bottle of wine or maybe some $20 Starbucks gift cards, and just kind of get your name back in there, because a lot of these real estate agents, they're going to sell 1 to 2 houses per week. So if you can get, I work with probably 10 to 15 realtors. I don't want them to take on too much, because at this point, it's when season gets here, I'm just busy. You know how it is. There's no time to answer the phones. It's kind of like 10 to 15 is my number, but you don't have to have that many at all. If you have 2 or 3 and they got you on the speed dial, you're going to make some money.
One of my questions was, how can we work with more agents than one at a time? Is that difficult? Is there any juggling there? Is it just kind of cultivating that relationship and then just kind of feeding it?
No, yeah, it happens organically. Like I would suggest maybe start with 5 realtors and do a really good job with those 5, and then the word of mouth spreads. And I don't want to say gossip, but they talk amongst themselves in industry work often, because it's very common for somebody to start out in the industry, do really well, and then for some reason they just stop answering their phones. So if you can be the consistent guy every day for them, it's just organically going to take off. So I started out with probably 5 people, realtors that I was just doing exterior cleaning for, and then my phone started ringing more and more without me having to do any sales pitches. Because once the realtors understand that, say they have a house and they're going to sell for $200,000, they're going to make roughly we talked about 3 to 6% range that they're going to profit from. That's $6,000 to $12,000 they're going to make off of a house, and they're selling about 2 of those a week, which is pretty good. Last year we had a common thread of 10 to 1 return for homeowners calling us out. So for simplicity, say they spend $1,000 with us to do the roof, the vinyl, the concrete, whatever it is, the patio. They're going to have on an average of $10,000 increase on the appraisal of their home. So the homeowner makes an extra $10,000. The real estate agent makes another $300 to $600 just because of that $10,000 bump in the appraisal. So once you educate the realtors on that aspect of it, by the time your phone rings from the person selling the home, the sale's done. Like, you don't have to give your spiel. It's just more of a scheduling conversation at that point.
Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Because I was going to ask you, how do we create a mutually beneficial relationship between yourself and the realtor? But I guess that's kind of within the pitch. You're saying you're getting a 10-to-1 return on a cleaning of a property, and you're making it known that they will earn between $300 to $600 more whenever.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So it takes them 3 minutes to sell that to the homeowner. So they're going to make $300 in 3 minutes. So that's kind of like, we stay in those, those fun words and phrases where it's like, oh, it's easy money, because it is. If they're doing the sales, I'm going to go do the work, and everybody in the deal makes more money. The homeowner makes more money. They're going to make an extra $9,000 to $10,000. Obviously, the realtor is going to kill it too. They're going to make free money, and then we get to grow our business and move the needle at the same time. So it's a win-win-win.
Man, I love that. Do you give them any type of information, any packets, anything that they could give to the homeowner, or is it more just like, hey, I got a guy that does a service?
No, of course, we have like little flyers we have print out. I think they're 6x6s, so we'll hand those out. I'll take a bunch to the brokerage that we work with constantly, so they can hand them out to the customers. Also, we push our social media really, really hard. So we want everybody to go to our website, is one thing we do, or our Facebook pages. And I know you've been on there checking it out. Super informative. Great videos, great pictures, before and afters. It gives that 2 seconds. They understand exactly what you do and what you can provide to them. So don't make it complicated.
Absolutely. I love it, man. I love it. So last question, do you have to give a percentage of the job to an agent that referred you out to do it? Because a lot of people want to know about that.
Yeah, I think early on, I've never done this, but I have heard of guys early on just kind of help solidify getting their foot in the door. It's like, oh, if I give this cleaning company 1% of this job, the realtor 1% of that job, it might be more incentive for that realtor to call them. But one thing I really like to do in our community is community involvement. So I don't work with realtors that aren't trying to help the community, whether it's our downtown area. We have a great historical in Claremore. So if they're not going to be involved, I don't work with them. But one thing I do, and I make it very apparent whenever I do a job for them, and it doesn't matter how much their home seller goes with us, but I give every realtor that is a referral for a business job a $20 Starbucks gift card. And I'll do a little handwritten note, thank you for your time on whatever property it was, and just kind of go from there. But as far as like giving them a percentage, I've never done it, and I wouldn't suggest it. But I think a $20 gift card is who doesn't love coffee, especially realtors? Oh man, they feed off caffeine all day. It's sarcasm and caffeine until it's time for wine.
Right. I love that mindset though of sending them the gift card, sending them a handwritten note. I think if you start with the percentage deal, you might fall down a rabbit hole of something that you didn't want to get yourself into. You're having to keep up with who did this job, where's this money going.
You're exactly right.
Right. And so I love your idea. I love your way of handling it much more. So Tyler, you gave us some great information on this. I think guys could definitely use this and leverage some real estate agents in their area. Is there anything else we want to add to the video about this?
No, I think just getting off of the equipment focus. A lot of guys, they call me, they want advice and stuff. They can't get out of the mindset of an 8-gallon machine, a soft wash system. We got to think way past that. Like, you can buy all that stuff, but if you're not having your phone ring, you're broke. Like, what's the point? So let's get into this conversation of marketing and growing your business.
Awesome, Tyler. Thank you so much for coming on. Every guest that comes onto the channel has to pick the word of the day. So what would you like the word of the day to be?
It's always mindset.
Mindset. If you guys made it this far in the video, go ahead and comment down below mindset, and I'll hashtag you a real one. My name is Justin. This is Forever Self-Employed. Remember, me and Tyler put together that wood cleaning course. That'll be linked the first link in the comment section description. So check that out if you haven't already. But until next time, hustle hard and get that money, baby. Peace.